Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Matt, I am the American-Canadian Gamer, and it's time to announce the winner of my Pokemon creation contest for a Destiny beta code. First of all, I would like to thank everyone who entered, even though I was somewhat surprised by just how few entries I received. I guess most of you are kind of getting your beta keys from pre-ordering, and some of you have already pre-ordered and whatnot, but either way, I did get some pretty cool ones, so let's go over a couple of my favorites before we get to the winner. Now, the first Pokemon I received was from Michael Malyan. His Pokemon is a ghost psychic type named Morbit. The name is a combination of Morbid and Orbit. And his Pokedex entry reads, "Not much is known about this Pokemon, but research has shown that after it defeats another Pokemon, it takes its essence and gains its ability, which then orbits around Morbit. This ability can be used at any time, and more can be collected as it grows stronger. The ring that circles around it is an unknown substance." Now, the type combination is interesting because it doesn't currently exist in Pokemon, a Psychic Ghost type, and it negates the Psychic type's weakness to Bug because Ghost has a resistance, but it does make it 4 times weak to Dark and Ghost type attacks because both Ghost and Psychic have weaknesses to Dark. And also the idea of taking another Pokemon's ability as you defeat them is an interesting concept. Being able, to adopt the ability of a Pokemon you defeat, you one-shot Metagross, and then you get Sturdy, and then that prevents you from getting one-shot by the next Pokemon. Now, in the Pokedex, it sounds like he can kind of just absorb infinite amounts of abilities throughout his lifespan. But in-game, you'd kind of have to balance it a bit better, I would think, instead of just gaining the abilities, you replace your current ability with the one of a Pokemon it knocks out. So Morbit's ability, I don't know what it would be called, would be, it takes the ability of a Pokemon it defeats, and then it gets the ability of the first Pokemon it defeats, and then that's it. I don't know how it would work exactly, but it is an interesting concept that I really did like. Now, our next Pokemon was designed by somebody who goes by KZWKZW. I don't know if that's an onomatopoeia for something, but his Pokemon, Lycarion, is based off of King Lycarion. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. This king comes from Greek mythology who was turned into a wolf by Zeus for bad behavior. Now, this Pokemon has a somewhat overpowered ability that has a chance to freeze or paralyze opponents when contact is made from either side, so theoretically, you could use this Pokemon and make it use Tackle on an opponent, and then it could potentially freeze the opponent just by hitting it. That is somewhat overpowered, but it is kinda neat. And it also has its own unique ability called Arctic Thunder, which, according to its Pokedex, acts as both an electric and an ice type attack. I don't know how that works, and I'm pretty sure that's impossible in the way the games currently work, but the blend of electric and ice in this Pokemon is pretty cool, and I really like that quite a bit. Now let's move on to our winner. This Pokemon was submitted by Awkward Dave, and its name is Bestigard, the Armor Bug Pokemon. Now, this is a bug and dragon type Pokemon based off of a Hercules beetle. Its name is a combination of bestiola, a Latin word for insect, and guard, the French word for defend. In his Pokedex entry, we learn that groups of Bestigard hollow out trees to use as homes. It is considered a blessing for a forest to have a colony of Bestigard, for they will defend the forest and anything in it with their life. This Pokemon's armor coating is so incredibly strong that it could be hit by a bus traveling at highway speeds, and then get up without a scratch on it. Now, a few things drew this Pokemon to my attention and made it stand out above the others. First of all, its typing, like Morbit's, is unique. Bug and Dragon does not exist in-game. The typing neutralizes a bug type's weakness to fire and causes grass type attacks to only deal 25% damage. However, it leaves it with a weakness to Flying, Rock, Dragon, Ice, and Fairy, but it has no 4 times weaknesses, so that's always a good thing. I'd rather have a Pokemon with just a few weaknesses to a few types than have one glaring weakness like Forretress has to fire types. Secondly, the design of the Pokemon is pretty awesome. You can look at it and just say, hey, that's a Bug and Dragon type, and I'm sure that with a more professional artist behind it, I could see the Pokemon being really intimidating, and having a really nice setup in the previous evolutions would probably be pretty cool, because you could have it be this little larval dragon that cocoons up and then becomes the full Pokemon. But what pushed this entry over the top for me was how much detail was put into it. Awkward Dave sent me the stats, design inspirations, and how it performs in-game. It has a mediocre attack and special attack stats, but it has the Compound Eyes ability, and it's meant to be an abuser of that ability. Now, Compound Eyes increases accuracy by 30%. This is an ability that's currently in-game. It's not one that was made up. So instead of teaching it more reliable moves like Flamethrower and Thunderbolt that you know are going to hit, you can instead teach it Fire Blast, Thunder, Mega Horn, and many other low accuracy, high-powered moves to make up for its lower stats, and it really removes that risk and just gains rewards. So instead of having more reliable attacks that deal less damage and having higher stats, you have slightly lower stats, and you have an increased chance to deal really powerful attacks. And that's a really neat concept, because I know how that works, because my Galvantula in Pokemon Black has Compound Eyes, and I abuse Thunder with it all the time, and I love it to death. It's so great, and I'm glad to see that he took this concept and applied it to a Pokemon in general, that it's made to be a Compound Eyes abuser. Now, Awkward Dave presented both great designs and went the extra mile with the information. That's what put it over the edge, and therefore I've decided to declare him the winner of this contest. So congratulations to Awkward Dave, and thank you to everyone else that entered. It was really neat to see all the different entries that I got. So, as always, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching. My name is Matt, and I'll see you next time.